Braydin, Darskii.
This video is going to be about if God knows everything, what's the point of me asking for stuff? If he knows what I need, if he knows what I'm about to ask for, why ask? You should already know this, right? This is a big question that every good Christian struggles with. And I was blessed with Epiphany a few years ago, and I was like, oh, so I shelved it. And recently, my buddy Sakura, she asked the same question. What's the point of asking? If God knows everything, why bother asking? I mean, like, can I ask for this? Or if it's God's plan, isn't he already going to take care of it? Why am I just getting in the way if I ask for stuff? Or should I just sit back and let things happen? And I was just able to share my epiphany I was blessed with her. And she was like, oh. With that epiphany, I was like, no, you should ask. You should ask for anything you want and ask with big confidence. The answer takes place at the wedding of Cana. Now, in that scene, there's this wedding and they run out of wine, and Mother Mary comes to Jesus and she's like, they're out of wine. And there's a lot of interpretations that all pretty much mean the same thing, but the one interpretation that stuck with me is when Jesus is like, woman, what concern of that is to you? And what concern of that is it to me? So let's translate it in my brain here. My brain's like, that's not even your problem. That's not even my problem. But I tell you what, since you bring it to my attention, I'll look into it. Why is Jesus here? He's here for the bigger plan. He's here for the crucifixion to save us. All right? Changing water to wine, the crucifixion was going to happen regardless of whether water got changed into wine or not. Okay, this was extra. This is not part of the crucifixion plan. But because Mother Mary brings it to his attention, he's going to look into it. This should give you big confidence to ask for whatever you want. Jesus even tells us, ask and it will be given to you. Some of you are going to hear that and be like, yeah, right. I've been asking for years. I've got squat. You're asking wrong. All right? I've been there. I've gone 5-6 years where it feels like God's given me nothing. I've just been like, God, I'm suffering here. I've been asking you for years. Where's my miracle? And the one missing ingredient to my prayer was trust. You need to trust God that he's going to deliver. And that can be really hard. And it's like, God, I want to trust you, but you didn't really help me out last night. You didn't really help me out a year ago. No. You got to be like, God, I want to trust you, but I'm struggling. I'm struggling hard. You got to get in God's face and be like, God, please help me trust you. Please help me want to trust you, because I am struggling hard right now. My mom was telling me about this priest that was just so on fire, and he said at the wedding in Cana how he gave them 180 gallons of wine, and it was the best wine. Let's put a visual on that wine. Next time you go to the store, I want you to just hold a gallon of milk and think that times 180. This isn't a gallon, this is 3 quarts. So think 240 of these. This is a lot of grape juice, okay, 3 quarts. I mean, wow. And thinking 240 of these, that's how much wine he gave them for the wedding in Cana. The other thing this priest was so amped up and charged for, he's like, Jesus' first miracle was a party, all right? He was at a wedding and he gave him 180 gallons of wine. Talk about wine in abundance. What I also love about this is it's not like Mary got in Jesus' face and like, hey, there's a guy outside dying of hunger. There's a guy outside dying of thirst. Or that, hey, this guy just got charioted and his arm got mauled over in some nasty, horrific position. Actually, he's on one side of the road and his arm's on the other because that chariot was just boom. And it's like, hey, Jesus, we need you to help heal this guy. No, she came to Jesus for a luxury. She's like, they're out of wine. I mean, like, this story is when I'm like, oh my goodness, God cares about fun. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye. I mean, there are some things that Jesus put into place that way that it happened in alignment. It's like I know what I want to say, but I don't know how to say it. The answer happens. The answer happens at the wedding of Cana. 2, being baptized. Being baptized. I, I, One. I don't know a more poetic, elegant way of saying that, but it sounds at about a 6, and I want to deliver at least an 8.